The president has approved a plan for attacking Iran, but will he pull the trigger? We will know by the 4th of July.
The White House said today the president will decide within 2 weeks. That will allow time for any negotiations with Iran. The president believes there is still a substantial chance there will be talks.
And while we wait, the war goes on without the United States. Iran fired dozens of missiles into Israel overnight, hitting a hospital. And Israel hit nuclear sites in Iran.
As for any retaliation by Iran here in the United States, CBS News has learned that the FBI is stepping up its efforts to monitor any possible sleeper cells linked to Hezbollah, the terror group backed by Iran.
We begin this evening with Weijia Zhang at the White House. Weijia?
Well, just 3 days ago, President Trump warned everyone to evacuate Tehran immediately and rush back to Washington from an international summit for an emergency meeting in the Situation Room. But tonight, that level of urgency seems to have faded as he gives Iran another chance.
More than 700 patients were inside the largest hospital in southern Israel when it took a direct hit from Iranian missiles overnight. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to retaliate, and he lobbied President Trump to join the effort to end Iran's nuclear program.
He gave them the chance to do it through negotiations. They strung him along. You don't string along Donald Trump.
Today, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt delivered this message from Trump.
Based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future, I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks.
But CBS News has learned that Trump believes taking out Iran's Fordow nuclear site is necessary if talks fail, citing the risk of weapons being produced in a relatively short period of time.
I think they were a few weeks away from having one.
When the president said a few weeks away, did he mean obtaining enough enriched uranium to start building a weapon, or did he mean Iran is a few weeks away from completing the production of a weapon?
Let's be very clear. Iran has all that it needs to achieve a nuclear weapon. All they need is a decision from the supreme leader to do that, and it would take a couple of weeks to complete the production of that weapon.
But there is no clarity on just how close Iran is. Today, the UN agency that inspects nuclear facilities around the world said Iran is accumulating highly enriched uranium at an almost military level. But there was no indication that there is an active plan to build a nuclear weapon.
So, Weijia, we're all wondering here, the main question, what changed? Why did the president add these 2 weeks?
Well, the sense of urgency and the rhetoric certainly changed, but the end goal has not. And this is a tactic that we have seen the president use often to pressure adversaries and competitors to come around to what he wants, like threatening wildly high tariffs to get new trade deals. In this case, what he really wants is for Iran to agree to abandon its nuclear program.
And so, Weijia, is there any practical downside then to giving this 2-week cushion that he's announced?
Well, some U.S. officials have expressed concern that they don't think Iran really wants to make a deal, and they're just stringing the U.S. along to buy more time. In the meantime, of course, the war continues. Israel is using up a lot of resources to intercept those missiles, and Iran claims it has used less than 30% of its military capabilities.
Okay, Weijia Zhang at the White House. Thanks so much.